I am very excited to show you the all-new overhauled Siri. And please remember, when we talk about the changes that have come to SIRI in version 18.1 here, this is only the beginning, right? This is not the final result. This is the start of a new era. And we have been promised, and we're going to see many additional new features coming in 18.2 and probably 18.3 and 0.4 and beyond and in future years. So what I'd like to do right now is two demonstrations. The first thing I'd like to do is just let you hear the new sound of what she sounds like when you first summon her and what her awesome voice sounds like. I assume all of the voices have been refined as this one. I think this is what you call voice 3, but I don't remember. It might be 4. It's what we always knew of as the default, okay? And we'll play a sample of that by asking her a question or two. And then I'm going to demonstrate how we can even stumble over our words a bit, and she still will understand what it is that we've intended. I will press the side button and hold it, of course. How are you doing today?
I'm happy to be here.
Tell me a joke.
What did the computer say to the keyboard? You're just my type.
What is the temperature? The weather. What is the weather like outside?
It's currently clear and 43 degrees. Expect cloudy skies starting in the afternoon. Today's high will be 67, and the low will be 35 degrees.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So you can tell it's not really per se completely different, but just refined. And you heard her, she was able to keep up when I said temperature, weather, and she did just fine with that. Now I'd like to show you another new feature that she can provide help on our Apple devices. How do you add a link to a note in the Notes app?
Here's how to create a link to another note in the Notes app. First, go to iCloud.com Notes and sign into your Apple account. Second, select a note and click into the note where you want to add a link. And third, type and then select a note from the list to add a link to that note.
Now, maybe that was a different response than I would have gotten if I worded that a little differently. How do you add a link in Notes?
Here's how to add a link in Notes. First, go to the Notes app on your iPhone. Second, in the note where you want to insert a link, select the text, then tap Add Link. Enter the URL to specify the link destination.
That's what we wanted to do. Let's try another one for fun. How do I create a focus mode on my iPhone?
Go to Settings, then Focus, then tap a focus, like Do Not Disturb, Personal, or Work. Set which people and apps can send you notifications during your focus. Tap Options to choose whether to show silence notifications in Notification Center, hide notification badges, silence calls and notifications, or dim the lock screen. Choose a lock screen and home screen for your focus. And turn on or off focus manually in Control Center, or schedule it to turn on automatically.
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it.
Now, the other thing that we can do with the SIRI interface, if we can see, is that we can tap in the bottom, the lower, I think, left corner of the screen while SIRI is summoned, so that we can bring up an on-screen keyboard. And this is very useful. Type 2 SIRI has been an accessibility feature for quite some time, but it's always been one or the other. Either you're going to speak to it or you're going to enable the setting, and then that allows you to type instead of speaking. But what if you're in a situation like a noisy restaurant or a very quiet library, in both cases where it's probably not the most practical to speak to Siri, but maybe you want to type instead. And in that way, on the fly, just as a one-time thing, whenever you want to do it, you can type to SIRI. But what if you're a voiceover user? How do you accomplish that same thing then? Well, there's more coming on this in future versions that I can't talk about right now, so stay tuned. But what we can do right now is that we can create a voiceover gesture that allows us to type to SIRI. And we know how to create custom voiceover gestures. If we don't, that's a separate module, but it's settings, accessibility, voiceover, commands, and then touch gestures. And you can pick one that doesn't have anything assigned to it. And you can then search for type to SIRI. I've made it the new quick BSI, Braille Screen Input gesture, because I don't use Braille Screen Input. So if I two-finger double tap on the bottom and top of the screen simultaneously, well, let me rephrase that. One finger on the bottom and one finger on the top. Then that will bring up my
TV
type interface. Watch. And you can hear the noise, and
Cab F.
indeed there's a keyboard.
Foxtrot.
We will dismiss that because I don't actually
Cal.
wish to do that right now, but you heard that happen, so that's a confirmation for you. That's going to complete this one, folks. Please stay tuned for even more. iOS 18.1 and its counterparts are live, and so there's lots more coming. God bless you. See you next time.